What we do here is go back, 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 back.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is now time for the Punishers Victory Series. If you guys don't know what the Punishers Victory Series is, it happens every second week, varying between solos and duos. This week, guys, we have solos and we have some of the greatest players coming into action to bring you guys some competitive gameplay. Now, how are you guys doing? How is you guys' week? It is a Wednesday. It is in the evening. I know some of you guys are writing exams. I hope you guys are going great with those exams. Studying is important. So let's resume with those studying when we're done with the 3 games that we have in line for today. Talking about the 3 games, we have a total prize pool of 2,100 Rand. Solos getting a first place position earns you 700 bucks. Now imagine we have 3 winners back to back to back. The only time I ever saw back-to-back winners was with I don't even think we've had back-to-back. No, we did. Psycho and Tem. Psycho and Tem in the duos in the 2 weeks ago. They had won 2 out of the 3 games. Now, can we top it up in the solos to have 3 winners that are the same for all 3 games? I mean, it's possible. It is possible if you play your cards right, your game right. You got the best RNG, then it is possible. But it's a new season, and we are currently in preseason, and that means the fastest or someone who hasn't touched grass in the last 3 days. Let's be honest. If you played a lot of the new season, you haven't touched grass, and you've managed to pick up on the new strategy, that is what is going to win you the tournament today. So I'm looking at the types of warrior. Warrior is a stupid mind freak when it comes to learning new gameplay so quickly. And I don't say stupid as in like he's stupid. I say stupid as in he works hard, like stupid hard work. I'm making it so much worse for myself. But you guys know Warrior. You guys know him for his strategic gameplays every preseason and the beginning of the season. He's always the one with the unique strategy. So I'm gonna be keeping my eye out on him, hoping that he picks up 1 or 2 victory games over there. And I hope he's watching this. Warrior, don't want me to say you stupid, meant to say you're a great hard worker and you know what you're doing every new season. But guys, special thanks to Punishers. We have to give them huge thanks for keeping the consistency in the Fortnite community over 2 months now, with a total investment over 18,000 Rand that will be seen in the victory series over here. We've already done so much over the last couple weeks, and we're about to be ending the Punishers victory series. So I want you guys to go on social media. Go on social media, use hashtag PVS 2022 and talk about it. Let Punishers know how excited you were about the entire Punishers victory series, because that is what is going to motivate Punishers to do something like this in the future. I enjoy these 3 games every Wednesday, and I'm sure you guys do. You know, it's a bit challenging. It's also a bit difficult over there and so forth. And, you know, oh, don't start. Just give me 1 second. I need to check what's happening over here. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, let them know how grateful you are for a tournament like this. I myself do enjoy these, so I look forward to seeing more of these coming in the future. So let's see exactly what happens. But it all comes down to you guys. How loud can you guys be? Well, let us know. Suggestions and comments on what you think Punishers could do going into their next tournament. So it's interesting to see what you guys have to say and what formats you guys are more going into. A no-build tournament? Who knows? Get the more casual players involved over there. But the games are going to be starting soon. We're just going to let people queue up and get into the game. So let's see what happens over there. We're just waiting for 1 or 2 players to get in. And we should be starting. I see some of you guys are flooding in already. Craig, Nicholas Savage, Toasty, Wonder, Aviva, Izzy. Let's go East 200 ping incoming. That is correct, guys. We're actually playing on Middle East. I know some of you guys might struggle, but majority of the community can play on Middle East, guys. And Middle East Manama, if you guys are on PC, it's Middle East exit lag settings of Manama. So Manama does work for in-game as well. So make sure you guys are there. Apparently, according to some people as well, you can even use Middle East without exit lag and get about 160 to 150 ping. So just try out Middle East. If it is a major problem, will be changing the future of the Punishers, so the remaining of Punishers with 2 EU, etc. So guys, please make sure you guys give us feedback on that, on whether you guys are struggling a bit too much, and then in the future, that the 2 weeks from now, we will give you guys the added benefit of changing to EU. So let us know over there in the comment section. But yeah, hi, Miss Izzy. Is it Miss Izzy? I'm just gonna say hi, Izzy. But yeah, let's go in and let's see exactly what happens right now. Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go jump on board with some of these guys and let's get some action going. So first and foremost, thank you guys for spending your evening here with us. And then let's see exactly what game number 1 has in line for us today. So new POIs, new everything coming into play over here. More so, we have Rave Caven or Rave Caven, or it's just basically Command Cavern, but it's called Rave Caven. I myself, I have to say, I haven't been involved with the new season just yet. We are busy getting. We will find some time to get into the new season, learn what's new in the game. But for those of you guys who are interested, right now we have the launch pads vaulted. We did have about shockwaves, etc., in the game in the new season, but that has been removed from competitive playlist, obviously due to some changes or some little bit of added glitches, etc., that comes with the shockwaves. So now the guys are just gonna be fixing and adding those stuff in. So it does look like Neymar had a short drop. Doesn't waste any time. Gets into the launch pad, and now he's on his way to get some loadout over here. He does have himself an AK, if I'm not mistaken, also new back into the season. Can he get some beams is the question. Player uses launch pad. He has the ability to beam, but that he doesn't. Misses every single shot over there. So let's see exactly what happens right now. So yeah, Rave Cave. That is the new name for Command Caven. Apparently no longer the best spot to jump, but still pretty much one of your top tier locations. I wonder if we're gonna have any hype around this like we did in the previous season with Neymar being contested by Luca. And Luca did put money up for a show over there. And that's what I really liked about it. It was content. It was something that we enjoyed seeing on a weekly, monthly basis. So that type of stuff really works well in my books. But we start the tournament with 70 players. 8 of them have been eliminated already. It does look like Ethan still landing at his home, Command Caven, which is good to see. Amazing that he's able to buy some minis over there for himself. We also got the likes of E-Take over here, which is really good to see. But E-Take going on the outskirts, going and looting in and around the vicinity. He's already picked up himself a elimination of spawn, and that is really good. But it isn't good in terms of standings because it doesn't matter how many kills you can get. For all you care, you can get 99 eliminations and not win the game. You know what I'm saying? So it all comes down to literally the final point of that. So let's see exactly what happens, how things going to play. So again, on the topic of Middle East as well as EU, we still believe that majority of the community can play on Middle East, but we will then make the decision based off this tournament to change the duos victory series in 2 weeks time to whether to EU or Middle East, but we'll keep close contact with the community to see whether or not we play on EU or Middle East, and we'll see exactly what you guys are, what is preferred over there. But majority of the people, according to the community, is that it does work, and Manama is great. A lot of tweets were going out that ME is working and so forth. So let's see. We'll do the proper homework and we'll make sure we get there. It does look like these two guys are gonna be fighting right now. E-Tech with the crouched walk over there manages to crack the player. This has to be a free elimination right now. Tries to get a beam inside there, but if he doesn't get this elimination as quick as possible, that player's HP was just gonna heal back up into a full aspect. Ooh, what a great pump. He's literally a pickaxe and he pieces the player, gets the elimination. E-Tech with a fantastic kill, and that is the second one for game number 1. What a W in my books coming out from E-Tech. Handled it very well, and he can now go off with full materials. Does not need to foam up whatsoever. He also didn't take any damage, so he didn't utilize any of his chug splashes or floppers in that case. So magnificent W coming out from E-Tech, but 2 eliminations for him. That is great to see. Going over to Toasty. Toasty is here. It does look like he's also going on the outskirts. He is uncontested, but he is being targeted, but no threats, high threat levels whatsoever onto Toasty over here. And it does seem to be quite comfortable just looting in and around. The storm is coming in just a moment's time. So let's see exactly what happens. So they still have the rifts over here, which is really good for him. He can just utilize this and get a good zone rotation inwards. But the map is looking beautiful and fun for these guys in the new season. So let's see exactly what happens right there. Going over back to Neymar, let's see exactly what's happening over there. So he still finds himself in the zone. Now, according to the new season, if you spend too much time in the zone, you get zone sickness, or I don't know what it's called, but sort of, I haven't seen the effect come off with anyone over here in the tournaments, etc. This is obviously the first tournament in the new season for South Africa. So I'm very eager to see how the zone sickness looks like, or what damage it does to the players and so forth. So let's see exactly what happens over there. But it's basically the thing that when you spend too much time in the zone, cumulative time in the zone, what the zone does is gives you a sickness, and I wonder if that sickness stays with you the entirety of the games and so forth, or is it just for like the next 2 zones you're losing a lot of HP? Quite interested to find out how that zone sickness works. Have not seen it just yet. I wonder when we can. Maybe a storm fight happens and the players do spend a lot of the times in the zones over there. Warrior, asseblief for stream.
No, I get 60 FPS on the stream tomorrow.
Okay, thank you for being here though. So unfortunately we can't see Warrior stream, but he is in the broadcast call, so really good from him. Okay, guys, just a little bit of an update for everyone who is watching the stream. Can we get some W's? Because we will be changing the tournament to EU after game number 1. So just so you guys know, there is a little bit of an update from our side, is that we will be changing Middle East to EU due to the fact that a lot of you guys are still complaining and we want things to be fair. So let's get some W's in the chat for that, especially if you guys were one of the affected players. So Etek is keeping a clean rotation. I thought maybe he would find himself fighting a lot more, but it does look quite clean, and he is quite happy about. I'm quite happy to see him focusing on the rotations over there. So in moments like these, especially in a victory series, nobody's going to be aggressive in mid game or even end game. It's now you've completed two things. One, you survived off spawn. Two, is you found yourself in a location where you can make the next rotation. But look what's in Ethan's back pocket over here. The Rift to Go has come back as well in the new season. And for those of you guys who don't know what the Rift to Go is, basically it allows you to mobilize yourself at any given time to fly from a rift in the sky. So what's nice is that, especially for other competitive players, is that you can utilize it as well. You got a window between 5 seconds to get enemy's rift and utilize that for yourself, and then you just hover and fly down as you go over there. Going over to Nemo, see how things have transpired for him. He's just sitting here waiting for the next zone rotation to come into play. So let's see exactly how's that. Good location over here. Now, the question is, how does one rotate in solos with no launch pads, no shockwaves, and no rift to goes? So we're going to have to see that coming out from Neymar's perspective to see how he's going to utilize the next sort of rotations going into play over here. And maybe a bit of a tricky one. Maybe he can utilize the rift to goes, etc. on opposing players. But if it does come to a point where he has to use his materials and the pressure of getting refreshes and so forth, but does come a bit challenging. Now that is why I think the victory series actually in this season is going to show true competitive skill, especially on when and how to rotate. So let's see what Neymar himself does, especially in these tough situations. I mean, you got a massive pool here going into fourth zone, and it's like now you have to make that rotation on foot with a couple builds to your name. He doesn't have max builds, but he does have a decent amount of builds. He has some chug splashes, etc. So I say you stay on board with Neymar to see how he does this. He's managed to scope and see where he could rotate, and it is now just a moment of seconds before he gets into the next safe zone on his builds. Player over here doesn't mind his business. 30 meters away, goes on height, and there we go. And that is exactly how it's done. But yes, this is only fourth zone. The difficulty of rotating comes into play for moving zones, especially when you don't have launch pads and other forms of rotations. So let's see exactly how this individual Neymar will be able to do that going into the first moving zone. On the other side of things, you got E-Tech over here, who has been in the game. Let's go over to him to see how things are looking like for him over there. He's still on 2 kills. He's found himself in a great location. Mats are looking decent. Doesn't have any mobility, however, as well. So let's see exactly what happens. Full max rotation here for E-Tech right now. Things are going to start looking quite interesting. Who utilizes their Rift to Goes? Are there any Rift to Goes near E-Tech? Zone is literally on their butts. So now it comes to the rotations over here. And you can see even himself has to now rotate on foot. Has no one in and around. All 28 players on the edge of zone don't have it. It looks like he wants to go in for an elimination over here. He needs to be careful and see exactly what he can do. Tries to get an elimination from the back now. Puts himself into a bit of a predicament as he is going to get tagged. Things are not going to be looking good. He has to use those chug splashes. He has floppers as well to make the rotations over there. But E-Tech with a clean, sort of clean, I would say he struggled a little bit. He needed a bit of divergence here and there, but he's managed to make it into the zone. How are things looking on the other side for Neymar on them as we go over to Neymar to see Neymar in zone already? So let's see exactly what happens right now. Ooh, max pool zone for Neymar over here. 0 eliminations. He has utilized quite a bit of his mats right now. Now it comes down to the serious part of the game, the moving zones. 26 players to battle for 700 Rand. I mean, when you look at it, we had 70 players in the beginning, but it comes down to these final moments. These guys have worked hard to get into the first moving zone. And from here, the pressure starts to build up. The decision making gets complicated because you can't make a mistake. You play 20 minutes of the game to get into these final moments over here. And getting eliminated means that it's going to be some troublesome over there. Finds himself a rift to go. There goes high in the sky. Keeps his glider up and high. And that is a strategy we see from the previous seasons. Is fly high and hover for as long as possible. And we see that rebirth coming into play, and that is bringing nostalgia feeling right now as we see everyone with their gliders hovering, and people are going to wait for those moving zones to come into play right now. So let's see exactly what happens right here, right now in the Punisher solo victory cup that we have today. 3 games today. This is the first one. Neymar looking to go for high play, but he does have a play in his box, and he is going to let him go. Is he going to go in for that 50-50 shot? He's going to stay on par with just on a landing over here. Player right now in the box. Another max pool for these individuals. A rift to go has been placed, but does he know where it is? He doesn't. It hasn't been utilized near him. And there's one just below. He has to get in. Neymar chooses to fight. Finds himself in a bit of a sticky one. He does have some chug splashes to get HP back, but his materials is running thin over here. Only down to about 500 builds in total, and that is replenishing or emptying. Oh, that has been used quite a lot right now on his rotations, and it does get hit for quite a massive amount. It doesn't look too well for him. He's out of chug splashes. He will get eliminated by Ethan, and we go over to Ethan to see how things are looking like for him. He was one of the individuals to have one in the back pocket. Gets another elimination, sitting on 3, and now he's moving. No mats at hand. Oh, but a gift from above as he sits on with 200 in total. Tries to get to Cypher, but now he's put himself in a sticky one. He can't get out of it, and he does get eliminated over there. Very, very unfortunate. We go over to E-Tech to see how things are looking like for him. And he's managed to stay alive. He's got those floppers. So if anything does go wrong, in which it isn't because the zone moves back in his favor, he has the time to heal up. He's back at 200 HP. He's got the loadout to do well and keep going further. Max wood, great amount of metal, and you can see all that coming to action right now. Goes on the ultimate low, and E-Tech's looking quite healthy for this end game of fight that may potentially come into play from this individual right over here. He has his SMG spray. Oh no, talk about that! He manages to beam, and he gets his 4th elimination, but eliminations don't matter here. It is a victory where you go into the final moment to earn yourself 700 bucks in a solid game over there. So he's trying to put pressure on his enemies, on the opposition players. But can he do it successfully? He does get a massive pump, but he's also going to take some damage over there. And it's a 93 in total, but he needs that Cypher if he wants to get himself back to that 200 HP. Zone moves further away from everyone right now. He's going to sit back, use his chug splashes right now, and it's back to a decent amount of HP. But he needs to be careful on his above, on his below. Left and right, it's just bad layers right over there. Finds himself in a collective place. He tries to get a pump on the player, but he must move. And he does get a lot of damage. He's going in for that high play. He's down to 46 HP. He does get coned. He needs to lose this and sacrifice it. Oh, and a beam from below means that he gets eliminated. Don't leave, don't leave. So let's see exactly what happens right now. One-on-one situation. Great 46 pump from below. No mats at hand. On height, this may potentially be rejects. Both players healing up. But it does look like on height has the health advantage. Oh, but those side jumps from below is just so spectacular. Very intense situation right now. Great. Beams the player and gets the elimination. This has to be rejects. We can only find out towards the end. So let's see exactly what happens with these individuals. But that has to be rejects over there. No one else wears the skin like that. But what a magnificent way to end game number one. An intense situation, one-on-one over there. But now it comes down to who won that game. Anonymous players in the end. So we'll have to wait and see. But before we go into game number two, guys, remember to share the stream on social media. Even if it's just a retweet from Punishers or just a tweet from your guys' own to your platform, etc. Please, it would mean the world. We got 24 people right now. Let's try to get to 50 as immediately as possible. See you guys in just a bit.
What we do here is go back, 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 back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is game number 2, and you wouldn't even be surprised on who won game number 1. I'm surprised, actually. No. Let me phrase that. You would be surprised on who won game number 1, actually. So we had the thought that, okay, you know what, maybe reject one. But if you look at it now, and if as you look at it, you can actually see that it isn't rejects. It's actually Cobra with a 5-kill win, winning 700 rand. So that is really amazing coming out from Cobra over there. And a massive thank you to Punishers for sponsoring the entire Punishers Victory series. It has been a massive run of tournaments for the past couple of months. We are running into our final moments with the Punishers Victory series. So make sure you guys are talking about it. But guys, game number 1 needs to happen. So let's go jump on game number 1 and see exactly who we can watch over there from everyone else. So we got the gameplay coming from E-Tech. I remember E-Tech had a kill off spawn. I wonder if he's going to have the same kill yet again. Does look like E-Tech is going to be uncontested from that area. But we have so much more other POVs. So let's just make sure we can see everyone's sort of point of view. And it does look like name was Shilling. We go to Toasty. Trying to get that off-spawn content for you guys. Toasty's just landing in. It does look like he's also going to be landing in as a solo. Flash on the other side of things. He got eliminated last time around. So I feel like maybe the competitive player landing around here by the fungi farm will think that he can land here yet again, because he did get eliminated in such a way that shouldn't be possible. But let's see exactly what happens. It doesn't look like he is going to get contested right now, and everything is looking a-okay. On the other side of things, we got Tem and Nem as well. who are here, and they're going Greasy Grove. You got Reapsy, he's going Sanctuary right now, and then you got Tristan as well over here. So Tristan in this position, let's see exactly how things work out for him. We also have Remo, who is in this location just outside Jonas's, but it does look quite good for him over here, which is fantastic. Let's see whether or not he can pick up a third-party kill, as it does look like he's trying to strike an elimination over here. You must be careful though, because there is players around flying, so if they also detect him over there, it might just be a bit difficult on those side of things. So it does look like he has his scope in, but he chooses not to shoot. Player is really high up, and he can even shoot down the enemy over there, but it does look like the enemy does connect. Oh, amazing line of shots. Manages to crack the player Remo with the bush camp. And that is that hammer assault rifle. It's the new assault rifle that is in the game, but it does look like Remo is going to be disengaging from that situation over there. So let's go over here to see exactly what happens right now. Flash on the other side of things does look like we miss out on that off-sport elimination. I mean, it would have happened either way, because in game number one, Flash had been eliminated by the player facing through the builds due to ping, etc. So, the player thought that maybe you can get the one up over here via a Flash again. But Flash is a really good player. He can handle his weight quite well, and his loadout's looking extra juicy. So he could potentially be walking out with a victory royale. I really think he can do that for himself over here. Let's see exactly what happens. But just going away, close to Greasy Grove, or going through Greasy Grove, I believe that Tem is still in this position over here. So we go over to Tem right now. And Tem is actually in Tilted Towers as it stands right there. So that is really good from Tem. Good rotations. Good rotations to be over there. So let's see exactly what happens right now. But making these rotations has been quite difficult for a lot of these guys. I mean, they're running to the wrong opponents, and it just doesn't look too good for them. So yeah, that it could be quite difficult. But just here, just outside, we got Tristan, and then over here we got Aripsi, who's still in Sanctuary, just looting up and having a good rotation for him over there. So things are looking quite good for him as it stands. But there's 3 games today, guys. Prize pool a total of 2,100, and shared among the 3 games, 700 per win. So far, we've had Cobra win game number 1. Can he keep up with the consistency going into the rest of the tournament? Or will we be having more winners? It's always good to have more winners, but I'd just like to see 1 or 2 more people get the thing. Neymar looking quite comfortable right now. Things are different for him as well. He doesn't need to really depend on an opposing a rift to go for him to rotate. He has one in the back pocket. He can utilize that at any given time. So that is going to be good for him over there. So let's see exactly when he decides to choose to rotate. And he doesn't have one, but he has 2. And he's probably happy about that. New season rarely bringing some nostalgia feelings. You just see everyone keep to the same pace, and that is really good for them right over there. So now when it comes down to just rotating and keeping it clean, we do see the guys over there in that position just keeping with the rotations. Nemo staying edge of zone though. He's being kept to himself. He's not rotating with a lot of enemies right there. So I think he's gonna be in a good position though. He's not being targeted by that vehicle. It's good to see vehicles make a comeback. Is this for everything? That's something that I was not aware of, but it's good that vehicles are back. Neymar just setting a bit of dominance in the area. And you can see the player retreating. So that's really good coming out from him over there. Toasty looking to have a fight right now. Boxed up. Not looking too aggressive. Especially from a Toasty point of view. Usually just goes in gun first. To get some elimination over there. But it does look like it's just more than one player in that area. And he does manage to crack. An elimination also goes through over there. But he doesn't want to get involved with a third party. He wants to get more distance. And that's really understandable. So Toasty just trying to play for endgame. And that's really good. Ooh, what a beam coming out from him over there. A lot more aggressive plays coming out from everyone. We're down to 28 team players. Temperat with the elimination also has himself a rift to go. So that's going to be quite nice for him. On the other side of things, Tristan has been eliminated. And you do have Reaps in the zone with a rift to go as well. A lot of material has been used in that position, like your wood, etc. So he does need 250 more wood just to replenish over there. Keep him rotating further longer. Because, I mean, at this point, if he's not really in a healthy position for endgame. I mean, if he doesn't get the 50-50 zone, he could be in a tough position right there. So, I mean, let's see exactly what happens. Also, with Temperat's couple wood being used, he does have an opportunity to get that elimination, jump straight into the box, has the player on edge right here, but it does look like he gets out of it. But he gets forced out of it. In fact, with the added armored stair that was placed, he couldn't really double key anymore. So really good decision to be out of that fight. It could have gone sideways for him, but he managed to squeeze himself out. Good rotation here, been focused quite a bit, using quite a lot of materials as well, just to make sure that he is safe and sound for the next zone rotation. But does look like he's made it. On the other side of things, E-Take as well, he's made it into zone, only used about 200 mats in total for him. But loadout still looking quite juicy. Does he get the 50-50 zone? 3, 2, 1. And yes, he does. E-Take is in the 50-50. Go over to Neymar to see if he's in the 50-50 as well. Neymar just needs to make a little bit of a short rotation. He's being passive with his materials. Going over to Toasty. Let's see how things are looking like for him. He also needs to just make a short rotation over there for him on his side of the deal. Then we see Tem over here. He's in the zone. Reaps, he just needs to make a small rotation as well in the zone over there. But he's managed to reallocate a lot of the materials. I think with the one elimination that he has at hand, he was able to replenish his materials. As you can see, there's a lot more in that build over there. So now it just makes those rotations, which is good for him. Go over to Flash to see how things are looking like. For him, he is in the zone. Still has that one elimination, but he does need a refresh of some sort because he has used quite a bit of materials. I mean, 400, 500 in total. And if I remember correctly, 1,200 or 1,100 is Travis' thought process on how much a player would need to go into endgame without any mobility, etc. So, I mean, he does have the ability to launch into the sky with the Rift to go, but overall, his material count is quite low. First moving zone, and it does look like he has a player to eliminate, and he picks it up. That is great. That is a good pickup. Max Metal. He hasn't picked up any of the brick just yet, making sure that he's safe first, and now he's got everything. So that is what he needed going into the end game over there. Massive pickup from him. He's got the Rift to go for the max pool as well if he needs to use it. There may be other forms of rotations coming into play, but I think that was the one over there. Really good one coming out from Flash. E-Take with the Rift to go in the sky. He goes high. He's quite low on HP, so he must be safe taking his umbrella out at a very early stage. You can see Neymar also uses his first launch into the sky, the first Rift to go. Nice heal here for Neymar. He had high ping on Middle East, but he's on stable ping this time around. Let's see exactly how things look like for him. Uses another Rift to go. Goes high. There's only 3 other players who are doing that. But we'll go see how Reepsy and them have made rotation. Reepsy on Twitter said he's winning the next 2 games. Can he live up to that standard of winning the next 2 games right now? On the other side of things, we also got Flash. Let's have a look at that. Flash on the low ground already. He's got his 2 eliminations. He makes a run. And I say we stay on board with him just for the next form of rotations to see how things are looking like over there. Finds himself 7 mats. Not going to help him too much in allocation of materials. Just trying to get a beam, but now needs to reload. Just needs to be careful, because now there's more players this endgame than there was last endgame. 12 players making the rotation, 11 now, as we have an anonymous player who's been eliminated. Nice pre-fire. Needs to be careful here. Nine players remaining as Pepper takes out her enemy in the kill feed. No final shots coming out from Flash over here. We go over to Reepsy to see how things are looking like for him. And Reepsy is unfortunately dead. A lot of these guys are just dying, so we go back to Flash to see how things are looking like for him. On the low ground, 5 kills, 5 players, 3 kills. Needs to reload. He has not reloaded his SMG. He does remember. Play on the low ground. He still has 5 builds. He needs to watch above him. Trying to phase through. Didn't pick up too much mats. You need to be careful in these tough situations. It is a 3v3. Needs to reload on his SMG, because that is his prime weapon in the hands of a controller player. He chops down height. He picks up another elimination, and that is Venom. He does have just about enough materials of Siphon. And can he get these final eliminations right now? On 143 HP. Oh, he's trying to go with some crazy plays, but he wastes too much time doing that, and he will get eliminated. It is an anonymous player with the victory RL, and he had to say Flash went to the very end, but he took too much time on the option to chop down the player. He was trying to go for a play, but it just did not work for him over there in that situation. It just didn't work, and he got eliminated, and that meant he comes second in that game, losing out on 700 Rand. We can only find out who won that game when we take this little bit of a short break, but massive plays coming out from him.
What we do here is go back.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the break. But another surprise in the books on who we didn't really think would win today. I didn't think. When he told me, even when someone said this guy won, I was laughing. I was like, "There's no way he won. Come on, guys, what are you talking about?" But if you look at the leaderboard, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So it's actually Neymar over here with the victory royale. He's there. He managed to get only 2 eliminations as well. Flash, who worked considerably hard for that game number 2 over there. Unfortunately, he just didn't make it into the victory. And a 1v1 against Neymar is going to be somewhat difficult. But yeah, it is Neymar who comes on top of game number 2, winning himself 700 bucks. But that's great and all. But we go over to game number 3. Guys, this is the final lost game over here. And I have to say, we as a community need to do better going forward with the Punisher Victory series. I want to see next week, guys, or the 2 weeks from now, 60-70 people. So make sure you guys are sharing the stream. Make sure you guys are engaging and letting everyone know. Thank you. I'd really appreciate that. So Neymar being the victory royale winner for game number 2. Let's see exactly how he handles himself here in game number 3. Does look like he is going to be uncontested, so nothing to watch over there. We're going to see the likes of Toasty and them. Toasty chilling happily. Tem as well in a good position at Greasy Grove. Doesn't look to be contested as well. All these players not getting contested. We'll go over to E-Take. E-Take did have a kill off spawn in game number 1, but it didn't happen for him in game 2 as well as game number 3. It does look like he is uncontested in this position, but he found himself amazing loot. Amazing loot. He's got himself some chug splashes. He has Rift to go, gold SMG, everything there available for him. Player in the sky. Doesn't look to phase him in this position. That's the thing about being uncontested here in solos, guys, is that there's not much we can talk about, especially a solo caster. I have to say, casting is so difficult because you have to keep consistent and so forth in the tournament, but it gets very lonely and very difficult. I struggle a lot when it comes to solo casting, especially solo tournaments, because there's not a lot of action or not much to talk about, but I can't wait for duos. The final of the Punisher's Victory series in 2 weeks' time. There's going to be duos, and with the new season coming into play, I want to see some of these guys drop spots, especially in team modes, because team modes is always more fun, always more competitive compared to solos, etc. So yeah, team modes is where it's at, it's where it's juicy, but right now we see the individuals looking very, very good. in these positions. Rave Cave with the music. Ooh, Roof to go. Gotta take away the sacrifice an item. Let's go back to Remo and see how things are looking like for him. Remo with an elimination. Let's go. Tem refilling. So it does look like cars are back. I wonder if they are at specific locations, but it is good to have the rotation of vehicles in the game. I always feel like there is room for an improvement and involvement in the South African community. And I'm starting to enjoy the level of commitment they brought to the competitive scene when it came to evolving with vehicles, etc. I mean, it wasn't every day or every tournament where we could see the vehicles and so forth going into endgame in the beginning of the introduction of vehicles. But when it started getting buffed slowly but surely, then we saw a better number of players and so forth utilizing the vehicles. So that should be used more widely again, and I'm hoping to see the players use them. I don't know if they got a major nerf or a better buff, but it should be interesting to see exactly what is utilized over there coming out from the scene. But yeah, E-Tech seems to be good rotation right now. Loadout looking quite good. 314 wood. He does have max brick. He needs a little bit of more metal. And he does have himself a Rift to go. A Rift to go will utilize his endgame rotations, and which is very crucial part to winning a game, especially with the set when you decide to use it, etc. So let's see exactly how things play out for him right now in this position. Nemo makes his way just beyond a shifty shaft. He doesn't have Rift to go for this time over here, but he has lost a lot of damage to the storm, but that should be okay for him. There is bandages and medkits that he could utilize for himself, so he will need to do that, but he needs to keep the rotation going. But he's just gonna use the campfire for a bit. Maybe with the amount of time that he's been in the zone, we get to really see the storm sickness. Something that I really want to see. Remo with another elimination in the kill feed. And we just missed that. But let's go see how his loadout is looking and how things have improved for him. So he finds himself in another battle. He has to now use these chug splashes. And they are very deep in the zone. Oh, he gets hit hard. And he does get eliminated. It's Tazzy Fishy with the elimination onto him over there. Very unfortunate, but that is the nature of the game. You play your cards differently, you will get yourself eliminated. And unfortunately, he gets very hurt in that position. In fact, eliminated completely. Nice beams coming out. Yeah, he's off his enemy and makes the rotation. He's in the zone, boxed up happily. E-take on the other side of things. Keeping his rotation in the center. Finds himself a healthy bush. This also does save him a lot of materials. As you can see right now, he is sitting on about 1,500 over there. So that's really good for him. So Reepsy, he's managed to find himself no shotgun or choosing to use the striker burst rifle as well as the SMG over there. He's got himself a rift to go, 3 big pots and 6 minis. Decent amount of materials as well. He's got himself 4 armored walls that he could utilize if he needs be. On the other side of things, Temperat not looking too healthy, I would say, on materials. He does have himself, however, 1 elimination, but with the way things are looking out for him over there, it is quite tough. So he does have a rift to go, but to get into those final positions is just going to be tough. But yeah, he's quite happy loadouts here for Reaps and them right now. Great location for him over there. Temperat on the other side of things as well gets to stay in his zone. So that's really good. Looking at things like Neymar. Neymar needs to rotate from this position, but it does look like he wants to find himself in a fighting position. So let's see exactly what happens. Gets tagged for 50. E-Take still in the very same bush, hasn't used any materials, hasn't moved a single inch, so he has had less pressure on him. Tosi on the other side of things, looking very, very terrible. 270 wood, 100 brick, and 226 metal. Very, very tough for him over here. He does need to rotate just a 30 meters in and he should be fine. He has 2 Rift to goes though, so he should be in a good position either way, even without the added materials to his name, etc. He should be in a good position to go through, and yeah, and that would be great. Trying to get a beam. He's in 50-50, which is good location for him. Tosi on the other side of things, getting focused, down to 240 builds. He's in the 50-50 zone though, so that will keep him safe. E-Tech, who hasn't moved the muscle, and still hasn't moved the muscle, still in a good position over here. No one has come into the box or the bush right now, and that is actually quite scary to think about it. You know, like he's had an opportunity to get eliminations, but he's rather been passive about it. And there you go. His first set of mats placed in about 2 to 3 zones. That's actually quite nice for him. He's managed to save a lot on materials over there. Good beams coming out from Reepsy. On the side of things, he is definitely scuffed right now. Tembarat. Teach me how to dirty. Rifts to go placed. Temperat utilizes it, goes high into the sky, as well as many other players who are using the same strategy right now. We'll go over to Neymar to see how things are looking like for him. And he's also among those players in the sky who have used a rotation over here, which is really good. He can get himself into a good position as he just waits patiently for the players to drop down. Played his box. Nice pump from him. Needs to be careful. Doesn't take too much damage, and that is so great for him. He has so much siphon materials from that. That was a nice max pump coming out from Neymar. Very, very sketchy, but he gets out of that one successfully. Can we see a back-to-back win coming out from Neymar in the solo victory royale series? As I say that, a commentator's curse comes into play when he takes a lot of damage over here. Luckily, he does have all these armored walls to keep him passive over here. Makes a run for that rift to go in the sky. 15 players, and most of them are hovering in the sky right now, which is really good. But let's go have a look at Reepsy right now to see how things are looking like for him. And you see Reepsy as well among those players in the sky. Loadout looking good. Player already on height, but he's a bit too high, as he can easily get shot down. He dives down. He's taking a lot of... Oh! He gets eliminated! That guy has to be on Fox OS. What amazing beam coming out from him over there. So, right now in this position, 12 players remaining. It's E-Take we're on board with. Matter looking really good. And this is from him being in the bush for constant time of the tournament. Game number 3. Gets a good, amazing beam from that over there. And that is really nice. But E-Take on the brink of rotating. Just needs that siphon. He does get it. He's able to allocate a bit of mats. It's all just siphon materials. And he's rotating successfully over here with 8 other players in and around, left, right, center in these tight zones. 8 players can be a bit tricky, and you need to be a bit cautious on your materials as you rotate right here. But that has to be a good form of a tree as well. Still rifts to go is being placed. And it looks like E-Tech wants to take advantage of this, but he can't find it. There we go. He goes up into the sky. 2 other players find the rift as well. And that's really good. We go over to Neymar to see how things are looking like for him. A rift has been used, but it doesn't look like he's going to utilize it himself. In fact, he can't. He's only on 13 HP. He does need a siphon over here. Oh, he gets 2! No, he gets 1 siphon kill over there, and that's really good for him. Needs to reload. Not a lot of HP, no mats at all to utilize as well. It gets hit from behind. He tries to get the side pump, but it doesn't work out for him. We'll go over back to E-Take. And E-Take might potentially just win this game over here. He has 310 builds, no heals whatsoever. Gets hit heavily, finds himself in a predicament with only 18 HP. And the zone not in favor for him. Nice, it's a Vivo, gets eliminated. Oh! What a kill! What a side jump! And it's E-Take with the kill win never seen before. He mantles up into the builds. He gets the elimination. The enemy had no idea what it was doing, but he did it. And that's how you win, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you go with a bang. E-Take with a spectacular elimination. Who has done that before in South Africa to win the game? I don't think I've seen that done so clean, so smooth. And wow, he didn't choke. He did it amazingly. So wow, well done to E-Take over there. So the three winners, Cobra, Neymar, and as well as E-Take. Congratulations to all of them. Punishers will be in contact with you guys to sort out the payments over there. But amazing scenes. Thank you guys so much for coming through to the Punishers Victory Series. But remember, guys, you can make the broadcast more engageful by tweeting out and supporting Punishers with the broadcast over here. So make sure in 2 weeks' time, guys, that you have your friends, family, and everyone that you know